What's up, guys? Happy New Year and welcome back to the right side. And welcome to another episode of the Right Report. Of course, this week was New Year's, and sadly on New Year's Day we saw two tragic attacks. The first incident was in New Orleans, where a 42-year-old Army veteran from Texas drove a pickup truck into a crowd. As of right now, at least 35 are injured and upwards of 15 are killed. Of course, the attack is being investigated by the FBI as an act of terrorism. After the attack, the suspect was killed in a shootout with police. The suspect pledged allegiance to ISIS and reportedly posted videos online expressing his support for ISIS before the attack. The FBI has since concluded that the individual acted alone in carrying out the attack, although at first there's a possibility of accomplices. Two explosive devices were found in the French Quarter, which the suspect is believed to have placed himself. The FBI stated there is no definitive link between this one and, of course, the Las Vegas incident. On the same day, later that morning on New Year's Day, a Tesla Cybertruck exploded outside a Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas, killing one person, the suspect, and injuring 7 others. This incident is also being investigated by the FBI as a potential act of terrorism. The Las Vegas suspect was also a U.S. Army veteran from Colorado Springs, packing his Cybertruck full of fireworks, gas cans, and camping fuel. Coincidentally, both vehicles using these attacks were also rented off of the same app. I think the worst part about these two events is the fact that it happened on New Year's Day, a time where we are supposed to be able to wash away the bad or good from the previous year and start new. I'll be honest, when I was watching TV on New Year's Eve and I saw the 2025 light up in Times Square, I got a little goosebumps, because this year is going to be a very consequential time in U.S. history and world history. 2025 is going to be the beginning of a new era. And it's tragic that it had to start in this way. My only hope is not only that we find out everything we can about these two monsters, but also that those injured make a full recovery, and that this isn't something that goes along through the entire year. Already we are seeing multiple other attacks or accidents or incidents happen across the country, both today and yesterday, of course. Despite not having the same number of casualties, I actually think that the Las Vegas incident actually is more symbolic than the New Orleans one. Already circulating the internet are pictures of a devastated, exploded Cybertruck outside of a Trump hotel. Outside of an assassination, I don't think there's a more obvious example of political terror than that. We all know how consequential the November election was. I only hope that this doesn't lead to this kind of attacks. Like I said before, my only hope is that these attacks do not go and extend throughout the entire year. Authorities are currently saying that there is no link between the two attacks. However, I don't really believe anything that comes from the Biden administration at this point. I don't think we'll get a real investigation, a legitimate investigation, until Trump takes office on January 20th. Until then, I just think that the Biden administration is really just going to try and, make sure that nothing crazy hits the airways. Considering the FBI just recently released new footage of the DNC and RNC bomber placing the bombs. For some reason, upwards of 4 years later, Joe Biden's FBI makes no sense in anything that they're doing. Joe Biden is trying to give medals to anyone and everyone while also commuting everyone and anyone and basically pardoning anyone and everyone. Joe Biden, every single day, continues to prove himself to be one of the most corrupt presidents in modern U.S. history. As we all know, Joe Biden's open southern border has single-handedly led to the deaths of so many young men and women. Joe Biden has been commuting the sentences of cold-blooded murderers and child rapists and pardoning his buddies. Although they are deeply problematic and troubling, I do believe that the incidents on New Year's Day only serve to be an example and proof that the political violence and civil unrest will continue until this year. I hope I'm wrong, but something tells me that these types of attacks aren't done yet. So in the meantime, we're all going to have to wait for Joe Biden's FBI to complete their investigations and tell us what the hell is going on. But this also is Joe Biden's FBI, so we'll be lucky to get anything at all. One thing I do want to glean from the reporting of these incidents is that alternative media has proven themselves to be the superior news outlet. If you were actually on X or any other alternative media outlet, you would have actually known certain bits of information hours and hours before the public officials actually made it official. When it comes to the reporting of these events, I think we all have to thank the alternative media outlets. If it weren't for alternative media, we all would have been at the mercy of the speed of public officials. And the funny thing is that alternative media is exploding in popularity and of usage and trust and reliability. If the legacy media ever wonders where all this alternative media came from, why it formed in the first place, how it came to be, I hope they know that the answer is them. They are the reason why. If for nothing else, the reporting on these events is just further proof that you can't trust legacy media anymore. The days of tuning in to cable news for reliable, accurate, up-to-date information is over, and I don't think it's going to be coming back for a very long time. The fact of the matter is that because of decentralized citizen journalism, alternative media is always going to have the edge in reliability, accuracy, and timeliness of information. Thanks to alternative media, yesterday's conspiracy theory is today's history. Alternative media outlets are reporting on things that public officials don't even get to until hours after the fact. And alternative media really came to be out of a response of left-wing media. The reason why you don't see as much left-wing alternative media because alternative media is decentralized media in response to a left-wing establishment media. The media is already left-wing, so that doesn't create a demand for further left-wing media. But what it does create a demand for is alternative right-wing media. If the legacy establishment media weren't already so far to the left, then it wouldn't have necessitated the birth of an alternative right-wing media. But the reality is that right-wing alternative media is proving themselves to be superior than cable news. So, at the end of the day, the two incidents that happened on New Year's Day were both deeply troubling, disturbing, and sad. There's probably no worse way to start a new year than 2 acts of heartless terrorism. God knows we'll be at the mercy of the FBI until we get anything confirmed officially. But what we do know is alternative media has been the saving grace of the public, reporting on information hours before any public officials. So while 2025 may have been started with 2 horrible acts of terrorism, it is further proof that alternative media will continue to be king. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. If you'd like to support and help the channel grow, become a member, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay updated with all my uploads. Finally, whether you agree or disagree, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I look forward to engaging with you guys in respectful and thoughtful discussions. With that said, see you guys next video. See ya.